Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Wisdom. Now, the Wisdom is a Charlotte rapper, and he's actually one of DaBaby's artists. Now, yesterday a report came out. I did a story about it, and it talked about the fact that DaBaby was detained and questioned in regards to a shooting that took place outside of a nice, swanky restaurant called Prime 112 in Miami. Now, this is a crazy story because DaBaby stays in a lot of issues, but it looks like this time one of his artists, Wisdom specifically, has gotten locked up behind this shooting. Now, the details in this story are crazy, and the reason that DaBaby was released is even more interesting. Now, Wisdom is on the verge of building his career in hip-hop, and it looks like he just ran into a major hiccup in the game, man, getting caught up with the laws. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, man, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Wisdom and DaBaby just a little bit. Now, man, there is a lot of news coming out of Memorial Day weekend still, and it's already been over, man. People have been back to work. The holiday weekend is done. But, man, it looks like one of DaBaby's entourage, and specifically one of the rappers on his roster, Wisdom, got locked up. Now, what I'm going to be doing is referencing a story from the Miami Herald. Now, the story in the Miami Herald says this, man. So the headline says, police arrest 2 in South Beach shooting, release rapper DaBaby after questioning. Now, there was actually a post made on social media that actually put out the notice or let everybody know that DaBaby had been released yesterday. Now, originally there was a post that went out from the Miami Beach police saying that he had been detained and was being questioned. Then about 3 o'clock yesterday, they put out this post right here that said this. Update, Jonathan Lindell Kirk, who has been interviewed by detectives, has been released. Detectives have 2 subjects in custody who are responsible for Monday evening's shooting near First Street and Ocean Drive. Now, that is the location of a very swanky restaurant called Prime 112. You can see a whole bunch of celebrities go there. It's a really nice place. So the news of a shooting taking place there was wild, to say the least. Now, the story from the Miami Herald actually goes on to talk about, the fact that DaBaby was a Grammy-nominated rapper and he was locked up and he was released. But a story from the CBS News gets into the details about Wisdom and why he was arrested and what went down with that. So we're going to actually talk about that story now. Now, in this story, it begins off and it says this. It says, Grammy-nominated rapper DaBaby was one of several detained for questioning after a double shooting late Monday night outside a popular steakhouse in South Beach that led to 2 arrests, Miami CBS reports. Miami Beach police said Tuesday that DaBaby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, has been released. According to arrest reports, Wisdom Awute, 21, and Christopher Urena, 29, both face charges of attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon and aggravated assault. Urena also faces charges of grand theft and possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. Stop right there. So Wisdom Awute, the 21-year-old in this situation, is Wisdom, the rapper from Charlotte. Now, you guys might not be familiar with Wisdom, but dude has a decent following on social media, man. And he's one of the many artists on DaBaby's roster. And it looks like he was set up for success in this rap game, just based on associations only, man. And if you look, he just dropped a music video about 2 weeks ago. So this is just going to be another major roadblock in his road to success in this hip-hop game. But the story continues like this. Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man, and I know you're enjoying this video, but make sure you go and you follow me on social media platforms like Instagram, and also go to my Twitter page and make sure you hit that follow button there so you can get the latest and greatest updates of when I'm dropping my videos. And man, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button so we can spread this video around, and we trying to get 2,000 likes, so run them likes up. All right, now the story continues by saying this. It says the shooting wrapped up a violent Memorial Day weekend in the Miami area. And we're going to stop there because, man, there were so many shootings and wild stuff that went on this Memorial Day weekend in Miami. I can't even reference all the videos I did, man. It was so many, it was crazy. You had this shooting outside of this really nice restaurant. You had the situation with Pooh Shiesty. Then you had the major headline grabber, the situation that went down at El Mula Banquet Hall, where the gunman just showed up and started shooting into the crowd, man, indiscriminately. Killing 2 people, man, and sending like 20-something people to the hospital, man. I don't know what was going on in Miami this year, but it definitely wasn't the norm, and it was wild to say the least, man. Sad stuff. Now, the story continues by saying this. Police received multiple 911 calls reporting the shooting at just after 11:30 p.m. Monday at the Prime 112 restaurant on Ocean Drive, CBS Miami says. Officers found one person struck in the shoulder and another in the leg. Both were taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital. Police haven't released the identities of those wounded. One was treated at the hospital and then released, while the second remains in the hospital in critical condition. It's sad to say that dude is still in the hospital. That is crazy to say the least. Now it continues by saying the shooting took place on Ocean Drive, a popular strip of restaurants and hotels in South Beach. During the investigation, the heavily traveled MacArthur Causeway nearby was shut down in both directions. Now they're going to quote this guy, and he's going to talk about the shooting here. And he says this: all of a sudden, it was just pop, 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 pop. The witness told CBS Miami. He described it as a war zone. Another witness was quoted in saying, it was just gunfire everywhere. I think it was like 25 to 30 shots. Then it says, another witness told CBS News, we ran up to our room, looked out our balcony, and saw one of the victims that was shot in the leg. They took off running down in this area. Reed McLean, who was visiting from New York, remarked to CBS Miami. So it looks like all these people were just talking to the news to tell them what they seen. And one person described it as a war zone, man. Said there was like 25 to 30 shots. Now the story continues to say this. It says that according to the station which cited police, Urena took off in a stolen vehicle after shooting a victim. So they're saying the guy Urena shot somebody and then dipped in a stolen vehicle, man. Dude was out there wilding, man. I guess he was trying to get away. Now, Awute himself, a rapper, chased down other people who were running away toward a nearby park and shot one of them in the leg. Dang, stop right there. So they're basically saying that Wisdom ran somebody down and shot them in the leg in a parking garage, man. This is wild. Okay, now it continues. DaBaby, 29, was arrested earlier this year in Los Angeles. Beverly Hills police said he took a loaded gun into an upscale store on Rodeo Drive. Now, I just gotta say this, man. It seems like, man, DaBaby has a lot of drama that surrounds him, man. A lot of shootings, a lot of people getting beat up. And it looks like his team is ready to go and get active as well. I mean, I don't even know in this day and age if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's definitely catching major headlines. Okay, now the story concludes by talking about the El Mula Banquet Hall shooting, which grabbed most of the national headlines, man, because it was such a brazen attack. You had 3 masked gunmen jump out of a white SUV that they found stolen in a creek, but during the whole caper, these guys just started blasting on the crowd indiscriminately, killing people, man. There's been a lot of news that came out of that situation. There was a video circulating with the father of one of the fallen victims, and he was crying out for help, and he seemed like he was feeling like real messed up about it, man, you gotta say. Now, that was wild, and this situation with DaBaby is wild, and with Wisdom is wild. Now, if all these facts come out to be true, with Wisdom taking part in this shooting, man, it looks like, man, his rap career might be the least of his worries. Now, with that, what do you guys think, man? Do you think Wisdom or DaBaby just invite this type of drama, or do you think they really had anything to do with this and their names were thrown in it because they're famous rap stars? Or do you feel that maybe DaBaby needs to start moving different and avoiding certain restaurants or maybe even certain crowds and certain events? But that's hard when you're an artist of his caliber. So I'm going to shoot him a little bell right there. Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.